Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to fit a stainless steel watch band to the GMT Diver watch that we built in the previous episode. The purpose of a watch band is really to keep your watch secure, and a stainless steel band looks great and it's pretty strong. So what we're going to look at is how to fit the band to the watch and how to size the band. So join us as we get this together, and thanks so much for joining us again. Really happy with the watch. It's been keeping pretty good time, so that's good news. When I built the watch, I put the leather strap on. What we're going to do today is put on a bracelet strap, and the tools we'll need for that, probably tweezers, a screwdriver, and a cleaning cloth. Okay, and all of these come from the DIY Watch Club kit. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is remove the old strap. It was a strap that I actually got from DIY Watch Club, so that I had a spare. And I like to be able to swap straps around just to get a different look. So it has these little doohickeys for strap removal. So that's one. I'm going to get this side off. I want to make sure we don't lose these, but I think they're sort of held in. You can see that there's a hole in the leather, so that kind of holds them in. Okay, so there's our watch. Let's take a look at the strap as it comes. I ordered the upgraded strap, partly because I'm not a big fan of folded metal links, so this is a really nice machine strap. It means that the links are solid. So you can sort of see that it's a little chunkier. It doesn't have those sort of metal bends. It's quite a nice strap. It comes with protective film to stop it getting scratched. I'm just going to peel that back at each end. We're actually going to need to take this off to fit the strap. Little baggie. We're going to pull these out. We want two of them. Inside the baggie are the spring bars that help us to attach the strap to the watch. Okay, just check for size. Yeah, I think they're all the same size. Cool. Alright, so put the other two back in the baggie so we don't lose it. Great stuff. Okay. So, in theory, these are going to just slot in here. Like this. And we're going to want that little release mechanism at the top. Put this one over here. Great stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this to the watch, and then we're going to size it. We might need to remove some links. So in doing this, I'm going to need to take off the protective film, because if I don't take it off, I can't actually bend the links on here, so which is a little inconvenience. So let's pull that all away. I think we've got to just undo the strap here a bit to get that one out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So whoops. Our spring bar is alive and wants to escape, so let's put the spring bar back in. Okay, so we're just going to fit this again. So one of the things I wasn't really expecting as I put this together was how tricky it would be to actually fit the watch band. The problem is that the lugs that hold the watch, the lugs on the watch, obviously are made of steel, and the band fits almost exactly. So with a leather band, what you'd end up doing is kind of going in at an angle, get one of the parts of the spring bar into the hole on the lug, and then just sort of bend the band a little bit, and you can finesse the other side in really easily. You can't do that with a stainless steel band because it's almost exactly the right size, it's machined to size, and there just isn't any tolerance. So we had to find a different way to fit it, and I'm going to show you how I got around that problem. The way you do this with a leather strap is just get it into one hole and sort of finesse it over, but I can't do that with this. So that's really interesting. I had not realized that this would be as tricky as it's going to be. Okay, so I'm just coming at this from a slightly different angle. And I think I'm going to need a spring bar tool, so let me go find one of those. So it turns out getting the spring bar is almost a bit trickier than I thought it was going to be. And the best way I found of doing it is this. So I want a surface to work on. I have a spring bar tool, so I'm kind of cheating. I think you could probably use a screwdriver in the kit, or you could use another good flat-bladed screwdriver. I just found it easier to do with the spring blade. So what you're going to want to do is lay it over the top, near to where it's going to go. Okay, and we're going to use the spring bar tool to very gently lever in one side. And just apply a little bit of pressure on the top, and that will hold the spring bar in. Okay. And then you go to the other side, push that in, and with a bit of luck, which didn't happen this time, the whole thing just drops in. It does take a couple of attempts, and you're going to need to be really careful because using spring bar tool, you can scratch your watch. So putting a bit of tape on here might be an idea. So I got it held on one side and pushing it on the other. And I don't know if you saw, but it just kind of latched down, and then I very gently get it into place. And yay! This is a good looking strap. So that's getting the strap on the watch. That looks really cool, actually. It's quite heavy. Okay, so now what we want to do is size it. And I don't know, it might be pretty difficult to see on this, so let me just try and bring it up a bit. You'll see that this strap uses screws on the links. So if we need to take any links out, what we're going to do is basically unscrew them. So let's put the watch on. I'm left-handed, so I always put it on the wrong hand. Sorry about that for all you purists out there. Okay, so that's just going to latch down here, and that's going to go across. Okay, so if I look at this from above, this is a bit too loose for me. I don't like it necessarily snug, but I don't like it totally loose on my wrist. So if I pull the links together here, I can see that maybe, I'm trying to catch that on camera and it's kind of hard to be at that angle, but let's try it on that side. I think maybe taking two links out is what I want to do. So let's look at how we can do that. So I'm going to drop the strap off again. So I'm going to take this link out. When we're doing this, in all honesty, you want to make sure it's supported. Don't just sort of bang down on it. There's actually watch adjustment jigs that you can get, which I would definitely recommend. Okay, and you want to be careful when you're pulling these screws out, because the bottom line here is that if you don't apply enough pressure with the screwdriver will slip, and it's probably gonna kind of damage the head of the screw. Okay, so screws out. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one out. Okay, and what you can see is the other side of the link is threaded there. Okay, and then I'm just going to come over here and pretty much do exactly the same with this link. Again, you want to make sure that you're putting enough pressure on it when you undo it, so that you don't slip, because you don't want to damage the head. If you damage the screw, then it's going to be really difficult to get it again. Okay, and just pull that one out. Okay, link comes out. Save that somewhere. it's, you see this with expensive watches all the time. The links cost a small fortune. With the spare link, it's a good idea to just put the screw bar in there too. So we'll do that, and then that way it doesn't get lost. There we go. And we can put that away, keep it, and it'll be handy, if I give the watch to someone and they got a bigger wrist, or if I damage the watch, I'll have a spare link. And that just goes in my spares box. We've taken one link out, so we'll replace the link screw and see what the fit's like. Yeah, that's much nicer. So I don't know if you saw, I went back a turn until I felt it click. You're not going to have to do these up super tight, but you want it to be, not falling out. Okay, let's try that for size. So that's after removing a single link. And that's close, actually. Okay, I'm happy with that, actually. I could take another link out, but what's going to happen, and I know this is going to happen, is then, on hot days, or if I'm sailing or something, is going to feel too tight. So that is pretty much all there is to getting the strap on and resizing it. What a great watch. So I think it's a great value. You get a Seiko mechanism, you have the fun of building it, and it's a really accurate watch, so I'm very happy. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for joining us, and I'll do a couple of pictures of this so you can see what it looks like on the strap, and hopefully see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Wow, thanks for joining us. That was really cool. We built a great diver's watch. There's a couple of other things that I may put a video together just to show adjusting the timing and how to ensure that your seals are greased so that you can be reasonably confident the watch is waterproof. I don't have the equipment to tell, so I'm not entirely sure I'm going to go diving with this watch or go surfing with it, but I'm going to do my best efforts so that if I get caught in a rainstorm, the thing's still going to work. There's 2 gaskets that needs to be greased, and we'll put the watch on the time grapher. I've been running it alongside my iWatch for a while, and it's actually keeping pretty good time. So I'm not entirely convinced that any adjustment is really needed on the time side, but getting the gaskets greased would be great. So thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what kind of content you'd like to see. Thanks, and see you next time.